Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Proftrof, and we're back again with another Anime Man video. I just received some top secret data from MyAnimeList. I skimmed through this video a little bit just to see if it's some fuck shit that I cannot post. It's not. It's like top three of each country's anime, which is fucking insanely interesting. I'm really curious to see what's the top three in Bulgaria and some other countries. Yeah, happy day before Christmas, everybody, and let's get to it. Oh shit, I forgot fruit again. It's okay. Fruit's cute as fuck, so it's okay.
Yeah.
How's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man. Throughout the 7, coming up to 8 years that I've
1 second. Okay, we're
been
good.
doing this whole anime YouTube thing, I've had the absolute privilege to travel all across the world to different countries, to different anime conventions, and seeing all of you guys. And I guess in order to fully understand the context of today's video and how this video came to be, I have to tell you guys a story of the first time that Aki and I went to Finland. We were invited to AnimeCon Suomi, which is a tiny little convention in the middle of nowhere in Finland. And we had never been to Europe before, we had never been to Finland before, so we were like, you know what, let's go. Seems fun, because why else would I go to Finland? No offense, Finland. And we absolutely loved it there. It was a tiny convention, but so many beautiful Finnish mofos came up to us and were just loving it, basically. It was just having a grand old time. And I remember Aki and I went to us and were just loving.
Any cool cosplayers?
Yeah, basically, it was just having a grand old time. And I remember Aki and I were doing a panel, and there was one particular question we brought up, which was, well, what is the most famous anime that's ever been made? Now, I'll give you a couple of seconds to think about the answer.
Ever? Shit. What was that one with the dude that goes back in time and dies and shit? Fuck. He has the glasses, professor, doctor, cute waifus around him. Y'all know what I mean? Pretty sure that's it, right? No?
To that question, because I found out that the answer is not as straightforward as it seems. Because as someone who has researched the history of anime and has been really passionate about going into how all this anime thing started, the answer to said question would most likely be, and I'm assuming you probably have answered, Astro Boy, since not only was it the first televised anime series ever made, but it basically laid the foundations for what anime was to become 10, 15, 50 years down the road, essentially. And so I said that at a panel, and the amount of confused looks of all these Finnish fans, all these Finnish anime fans, was rather interesting. And after the panel,
Astro Boy, more like get the fuck out of here, boy.
during my
What's your
science
place?
Q&A session, I said to all the Finnish fans, what's the most famous anime to you guys? Because when I said Astro Boy, you guys looked at me like, what is this Astro Boy you speak of? And almost 90% of all people that were there, different genders, different age groups, different generations, they all collectively came together and said, well, in Finland, the most famous anime ever is
Naruto?
Weed. Like the really old 80s manga about the dog, the one that's been going on for like 50 plus volumes. Weed is considered the most famous anime in Finland. And I just found that prospect really interesting.
Hey, Finland, what the
And it got me thinking, well, if that's the case, then maybe the same thing also applies to every other country out there in the world. And so when I brought this question up to the folks over at MyAnimeList, they were very quickly on board with the idea. And in order to fully understand the mysteries behind this supposed most famous anime ever according to different countries, the folks over at MyAnimeList gave me some super top secret data for me to share with you guys. Now, this is data that, although is constructed upon all the data that has been collected on MyAnimeList, it is data that is not public for viewing until now. See, what I asked the folks over at MyAnimeList to do was to basically go into their database, collect all this information from different users who are from different countries, and essentially gather all of that together to figure out what the top 3 anime series is in every single country that has been registered on MyAnimeList. Now, granted, not every country has access to MyAnimeList, so of course this isn't going to be every single country out there, but from what I am understanding, it's a pretty large collection. So without further ado, let's dive into it. Here is the top 3 anime in every country according to MyAnimeList.net ratings. By the way, I want to give a quick shout out to my buddy Kevin Crust, who helped me actually create the visuals for this particular data.
Good job, Kevin.
Made things a lot more interesting than me having to show you this really boring list of numbers and letters, and so big shout out to him. Go check out his channel, links in the description. And also, because my buddy Kevin made the visuals, I also have no idea about these results. This is the first time that I am looking at this as well, so we're gonna kind of explore this together to basically see, well, in this country the top 3 may be this, but what about in this country, and so on and so forth. So if you're watching this from across the pond, wherever you are in the world, you might see the country of your residence here on this list as well. So you might also be interested, what is the top 3 anime in my country? And so here is the list right here. Obviously, it's a lot, so I'm gonna zoom in on that real quick. This is it in
skipping order. Spoilers!
Starting from A, going all the way down to Y in Yemen. Now, for starters, you're probably wondering, well, how are we determining these top 3? Essentially, what MyAnimeList has done is they've not only taken what each user of that country has rated the anime out of 10, but also the amount of favorites that anime has won as well. Because a truly popular anime on MyAnimeList, at least according to MyAnimeList, is one that not only has...
Yo, if Sword Art Online is #1 in Bulgaria, I don't know. No way it is, okay? No way it is, but I'll do something special,
got the score that is closest to 10 out of 10, but
please
also
don't do
has
this
been
to me, Bulgaria.
by
Come
the
on.
users, and I think that completely makes a lot of sense. So essentially, we've gathered all of this information and just mashed it all together into
like 3
one,
times.
hopefully very easy to read table right here. But just looking right now at these first 16 entries from Albania, Algeria, Argentina, Australia, represent, Austria, Azerbaijan, Bahamas, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Belarus, Belgium, Belize.
There it is.
So many countries.
Gintama Enhausen? Really? Is that what we're watching over here? Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood and Hunter x Hunter. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Steins Gate, that's what I was talking about earlier when I didn't know how to... Well, I forgot the name completely. I am not mad about that. Gintama, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, and Hunter x Hunter. I am mad about it.
Countries.
I'm proud of my country.
Completely different what each country has given as the most popular anime according to their user base. I mean, for starters, let's look at Australia, because that's where I'm from. #1 is Fullmetal Alchemist with a 9. I mean, wow, first of all, Australia's got some harsh critics. Like, I've noticed here that Albania's Gintama has a 9.3, almost a 9.4. Algeria's Hunter x Hunter 2011 with a 9.2. Argentina's Fullmetal Alchemist with a 9.2, almost 9.3. Australia, for some reason, very harsh. Even #1 is just sliding into a 9. And then #2 is Koi no Katachi, and #3 is Hunter x Hunter 2011. So, just the variety, I guess, of what is considered the most popular is really surprising. I mean, me for one, as being an Australian citizen and as an Australian at heart, it's really surprising to see that Koi no Katachi is #2. I mean, I'm not surprised that Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is #1. Let's be real, it's probably going to be #1 on a lot of these countries' lists. But seeing Koi no Katachi at #2 above Hunter x Hunter 2011 is really freaking interesting. And of course, you know, you've got a lot of your Gintamas. As you can see, in Albania it's #1, in Algeria it's #3, and you've obviously also got a lot of Attack on Titans, especially Season 3 Part 2. It's #2 in Albania, #1 in Austria, #1 in Bahrain. But then look at the Bahamas, for instance. #1 is Evangelion 2.0. You cannot advance. The second Evangelion.
9.5.
#2 is Kokaku Kidotai, the original Ghost in the Shell. And #3 is Spirited Away. I find that really freaking interesting, because it's like, when you look on MyAnimeList, you just think that, oh, you know, Fullmetal Alchemist, Gintama, Attack on Titan, they're all at the top. But in particular countries, that is absolutely not the case. I mean, like, for starters, if you're from the Bahamas and you're using MyAnimeList, you got some good fucking taste to put Ava, fucking Ghost in the Shell, and Spirited Away in the top 3. And then look at Azerbaijan, for instance. Mushishi Zokusho and Mushishi Zokusho's second season. 2 seasons of Mushishi are in the top 3. That is really, really interesting to me, because Mushishi is, I mean, yes, of course, an amazing anime series. Don't get me wrong. Like, absolutely brilliant anime series. Absolutely beautiful manga series. But, from my understanding as well, it is also quite niche. For more of the better words. It's definitely not in the popularity ranking. It's definitely not the first anime you think of when someone says list an anime. Most people would say FMA, Attack on Titan, Gintama, so on and so forth. Death Note, for instance. But then Azerbaijan is like, no, we're better than that. We're more underground than that. We're an underground country. Therefore, our taste is also
underground country.
Yo,
that's fucked up. I know what he means,
big
but
props if you're from
can't put
Azerbaijan.
my
And
glass
then
without
look
the
at
shine.
Belgium.
Ah, shit, no
This is
shine.
also interesting as
Perfect.
well. In Belgium, the most popular anime is Macross F Movie 2 Sayonara no
Oh,
Tsubasa.
I've seen that. What the
A
hell is that?
Macross F movie. Not
Cold
only a
Keys, number
Macross
2.
F movie, the second Macross F movie. I mean, I've seen the first Macross F movie, and it is really, really good, don't get me wrong. But the fact that that is more popular than Koi no Katachi and Code Geass 3 is... I don't know, it's just something that I never would have expected. Oh my god, and then look at Belize. Fucking Ishizoku Reviewers is at number 2.
What's wrong with y'all motherfuckers?
Yo, if you're from Belize, you gotta keep your dick in your pants. I'm just saying, man. But yeah, moving on to the second half of Belize. Look at
9.4.
Bolivia. Look at Bolivia. やはり俺の青春ラブコメ間違っているか。俺がいる season 3.
What?
Bolivia. やはり俺の青春ラブコメ間違っているか。俺がいる Bolivia. Look at Bolivia. やはり俺の青春ラブコメ間違っているか。俺がいる season 3 is number 1 with a staggering 9.75. That is insanely high. And then we have 泣きたい私は猫をかぶる. In Bolivia, it's like, yeah, everyone's keeping up to date in Bolivia because their number 3 is Appare Ranman. That is so interesting. Like, I never would have thought that I would see these three. Out of all of the insanely long-running and popular anime out there that everybody else essentially so far has put into the top 3, Bolivia is like, no. Here in Bolivia, we keep up to date with everything, okay? And we understand new classics and new masterpieces when we see them. And then Bosnia and Herzegovina coming in, giving some love to the classics with Monster at number 3. That might be the first time we've seen Monster. And you know what? If you're from Bosnia and Herzegovina, big props to you, because that's some good taste, my boys. And then look at Brunei, Clanad After Story, giving some love to Clanad After Story. Thank you, Brunei. But while saying that, there are a lot of countries that are kind of following the same kind of pattern here. I mean, look at Canada, Chile, China, Colombia, and Costa Rica, all giving Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood that number 1 spot. And I mean, it's really not surprising. But what is surprising is the Dominican Republic and Ecuador giving Ginga Eiyu Densetsu number 1 with almost roughly the same average score as well, and both of them have given Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood a number 2 spot. So in the Dominican Republic and Ecuador, there are either a lot of old heads out there who are trying to, you know, show the
look at Georgia. Gintama, also Gintama, some more Gintama.
Young'uns, what a classic space opera is all about, or there's just a lot of very, I guess, open young people who are willing to be like, hey, I heard about this thing called Legend of the Galactic Heroes, apparently it's the greatest anime ever made, and they're right. Let's give some love. You know what? It may be a 30-year-old anime, almost a 40-year-old anime at this point, but fuck it. Good shit is good. But then, as I say that, we go back to the story that I told at the beginning of this video. Finland, over here, so far, has not really given a lot of love to Weed. I mean, then again, Weed was definitely more of a popular manga than it was an anime adaptation. So maybe the manga is a lot more well-known. I mean, I feel like if you guys want to see it, because I'm also interested to see it, I'd be willing to see what the manga list is like.
Ooh, that would be interesting.
Well, because you can
I
also
bet we'd see some weird shit over
there as well. So maybe if we do this again, but for manga, we might see Weed at the top for at least Finland. So if so, then that would be very interesting. But my god, Georgia loves their Gintama. Holy shit. Gintama, and Gintama in Chosen.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Georgia has a very good taste when it comes to comedy.
Nothing
But then
wrong with
I've also got to give some love to the folks over in Guatemala. Because, yes, they might have given Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood that number 1 spot, but they got Owari Monogatari 2nd season and the 3rd Kizuna Monogatari movie out there. Yo, I need to go to Guatemala, apparently, to be with my Monogatari brethren. And then look at Hong Kong, Saint Seiya.
I'll be honest, I've met some people from there. I'm not surprised y'all gave that fucking score.
The Lost Canvas Meiyo Shinwa 2. I've never even heard of this movie before. I mean, I know Saint Seiya, the series. I know the manga series because it's quite an old classic on Shonen Jump, but I've never heard of. I assume it's a movie, but it's, and they've put Gingayu Densetsu there as well, and Sangatsu no Raion second season. Wow, Hong Kong as well has got some fucking refined taste over there. Good shit. Look at my boys over at Iran as well. Clannad After Story, Howl's Moving Castle, and Spirited Away. Man,
wow.
You Iranian folks, you definitely love your Ghibli, your wholesomeness, your wholesome anime series. I see you. I see you. You got a heart over there, Iran. And then Iraq is just making sure to let you know that they're also a massive fate head. I mean, Tight Moon is all the shit over there over in Iraq apparently. And yo,
my boys,
you folks over in Jamaica, gotta keep your dick in your pants, bro. Ishizuka Reviewers, number 1.
9.2.
Really? And then the third Madoka movie as well.
Jamaica, what the
wow,
fuck?
That's alright. Yo, hold on, never mind. Look at Kuwait. Literally the second Madoka movie, the third Madoka movie, and the first Madoka movie. But look at the scores that they've given. They've given the second Madoka movie a 9.9448. That's literally a 10. That's basically a 10. Round that shit up to a 10. Actually, all 3 of these have been rated at least a 9.9. Man, Kuwait, there's something about Kuwait and the Madoka series, apparently. I mean, hey, if they, hey, Madoka,
yeah, I'll sure love your little girls over there.
Make another Madoka movie, sell that shit to Kuwait, dude. They'll eat it up, according to this chart. And then Latvia is just in Digimon Wonderland, apparently, because we have Digimon Universe Apply Monsters, Digimon Exros Wars, and...
Yo, Latvia, you surprised the shit out of me. I was expecting something different from y'all.
Digimon Adventure Tri-6. 3 Digimon movies that, not gonna lie, I wasn't really much of a Digimon kid growing up, so I have no idea what the fuck these movies are, or I guess they're movies. Maybe some of them are TV series, I don't know, but apparently the Digimon craze is still very much alive over in Latvia. And then, ooh, Maldives coming in with...
Hajime no Ippo. Yo, Maldives, you always some Chaz over there.
Hajime no Ippo new challenger. Ah, Maldives, you like your boxing, huh? You clearly are into your action, considering that FMAB and Shingeki no Kyojin Season 3 Part 2 is up here, so...
Ooh, what's
you
Moldova?
like your boxing, huh?
Gintama?
I see how it is, Maldives. I see you.
Wait,
What's
scroll
more
over down.
surprising to me...
Moldova, Gintama, Code Geass. Okay. Mongolia, Code Geass, Fullmetal Alchemist Steins Gate, okay. Nothing weird so far. Mexico, Brotherhood Steins Gate. Ooh. Yuju Haishin wa Takei. Morocco. Okay. Myanmar also loves their Gintama. Understandable. I never knew Gintama was that big. Thought it was just like, big but not that big. Okay, nothing weird so far. Interesting.
Is the fact that there are just so many people from so many different countries who are utilizing MyAnimeList. Like that, like, if anything, like, this list just goes to show me that anime really is loved all over the world. Like, this isn't just Asia or just America or just Europe or something like that. I mean, it's literally all over the world. It's crazy to see this. Like, it really just goes to show that how much over the last couple of years, or at least over the last decade or so, I'd like to imagine, how much anime has just gotten out there. And how much it's appealing to people from all different cultures and all different countries. Like, I never would have expected them to be fans of anime in fucking Moldova or Montenegro or Myanmar or North Macedonia, Nigeria, Nicaragua. Like, I don't know. It's bizarre to me. It's bizarre that if I go to Nicaragua tomorrow, and if I try really hard, I could find some like hardcore fans of anime.
Where is Nicaragua?
I don't even know. Nicaragua might have its own anime convention. Who the hell knows? It's just crazy to think that even is a possibility. But my boys in Nigeria got to keep their dick in their pants, bro. Like, why? What is this? What is this? No, that is unacceptable. I will not stand for this. Oh, and then look at Peru. Peru has a really interesting list here as well. They have Yojo Han Shinwa Taike at number 1. Tatami Galaxy at number 1, and then The End of Ava at number 2. That's
Interesting.
what, like, I look at that and I think, well, you know, I'm not questioning why they, you know, why these are highly rated, because both Tatami Galaxy and End of Ava are fucking incredible. I want to ask the question more of, like, why these? Why are these so popular in this country? Like, I just want to know that. Like, what is it about Tatami Galaxy or End of Ava?
Hey, I'm just happy we haven't seen Sold Out online anywhere, okay? Phew.
That is so much more appealing
Thank
to
fucking
Peruvians
God for
than,
that
say, the
So
Filipinos
far everyone's been normal.
who have given
Somewhat.
Brotherhood a number 1 spot instead of a number 3 spot. I don't know if it has to do with, like, a cultural thing, or if it's just the fact that these particular series have been
Ooh, Slovakia. Pretty good. Okay.
advertised more to
Oi,
these
what's
particular
Serbia?
cultures and stuff
What
like
they got?
that. Like, for example,
For Brotherhood. Okay, Ginga Yukidensetsu. Gintama. Okay.
why does Saudi Arabia love the shit out of Date Alive? Like, what? Why Date Alive?
Really,
Not to
Saudi
mention,
Arabia?
it's you have a Date Alive movie and Date Alive 3 and Date
9.47.
Alive 2, but not Date Alive 1. No, not the only.
Okay, we didn't have any weirdos yet, but Saudi Arabia here coming in with the fucking front kick. Breaking the door down, being like, hey, it's me, boy, date a life. It's actual life here.
Only series that actually matters. It's the fucking 2nd, 3rd series and the goddamn movie that are up there. Saudi Arabia loves Date Alive, I swear. But again, the majority from what I am seeing right now is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, any Gintama series, you know, the big movies like Koi no Katachi, Kimi no Nawa. Obviously, every now and then you'll see some Steins Gate, you'll see a lot of Hunter x Hunter. And then what's interesting here is that, say, in Syria, for example, you have Death Note at number 3. Now, it's really interesting because you'd think that a well-known series like Death Note would be a lot higher on the list, right? Like, for example, when I did my top 100 anime list, according to people on the internet, this was years ago, by the way, links in the description if you want to check that video.
I might want to check that
I'm pretty sure
out.
Death Note was, like, almost at the top. And yet, when we split it up into different countries, it's not so much the case. It really is not so much
Well, I feel like Death Note's not in the top 5 for a lot of people because, like, Death Note's amazing, but the middle part of Death Note kind of prolongs itself for no reason. Y'all feel me? We're my Death Note fan. I love Death Note, but let's be honest.
Case.
Middle
Like, for
part's a
example,
little,
Thai people really love Planet After Story, and Trinidad and Tobago can't keep their dick in their
Oh, I
pants.
saw
But
United
approaching
States.
the end,
Okay, Ukraine, Cold Geese, Steins Gate, area the natural. What is area the natural? Fuck y'all watching over there? Turkey, Steins Gate for my Alchemist Brotherhood. Okay, pretty good Turkey. I'm trying to see if anyone that's close to me. Uruguay. Ooh, United Kingdoms, Brotherhood, Koino, Katachi, and Hunter x Hunter. Okay.
here we have Ukraine with Arya the Natural at number 3. Why?
I'm not sure
What?
what that is.
Why? Why Arya the
Why?
Natural? I mean, look,
Why?
Arya wasn't bad, for lack of the better words. It wasn't
I don't
exactly
think
a
I've seen
bad anime, but at number 3, I'm not too sure about that, man. Like, the
What's
story
up,
is so
Ukraine?
close to
What's
Steins
up?
Gate that it's kind of worrying how much Ukrainians love Arya the Natural. I don't get that, man. But then we go over to some of the more bigger places like the UK and the US, for example,
Oh, you're
and
hiding
you know
the
what?
US,
It
brother.
looks pretty much how I expected it to look. Except for
Oh,
the
dear,
fact that the
Steins Gate,
US
thank you.
apparently loves Gurren Lagann.
Hey,
But, I mean,
my
I'm not really
US
surprised about
buddies.
that because
Nice
I
one.
swear every
Nice one.
time I have gone to a US convention, there's always that one hyper enthusiastic Gurren Lagann fan. Like at every convention, at every panel I've done, at every signing I've been to, there's always that one overly enthusiastic Gurren Lagann fan, and it's really surprising, but also pretty cool because it just goes to show that as long as you can make a really good anime that just sticks with people's heads, it doesn't matter how old it is, right? Like, we've noticed that from just the amount of countries that have given love to, say, Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Like, Uruguay has given it a number 2 spot, and Venezuela has just straight up said, yeah, it's better than FMAB. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's just good shit. But all in all, again,
Okay.
it's just been really interesting to see, I guess, what each country does consider the best, and despite, you know, some of the oddities out there, the majority of countries, or at least the majority of users all over the world that does use MyAnimeList, have pretty much unanimously given love to series like Attack on Titan, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Hunter x Hunter, Gintama, and the movies Koe no Katachi, Kimi no Nawa. Again, this might not
I saw Greece.
Hunter.
Greece, what the fuck are you into? Brotherhood, Gintama.
And the movies Koe no Katachi, Kimi no Nawa.
Okay, my
Again,
neighbors.
this might not be the most accurate representation of what these countries actually do consider the best or the most popular anime in their respective
top 3,
countries.
it's not
of
like
course,
top 100,
every
so you can't
person,
really...
regardless of gender or country or origin or anything like that, has their different personal tastes, right? Like, just because you have two Albanians in the same room, it doesn't mean both of them are going to say that Gintama, Attack on Titan Season 3 Part 2, and FMAB are their top 3. But I think what's really cool about this piece of data that MyAnimeList has so graciously given me access to is that it really kind of at least paints a nice general picture of what each country might be into. And I definitely do think that, you know, anime industries, for example, can use this piece of information and I think use it to their advantage in some way, right? Like, I think it'd be really cool to know that, say, if you want to make, you know, a reboot of the Mushishi series, then the best place to probably sell it to get results would be maybe Azerbaijan. You never know. Of course, that might be completely wrong, who knows, but at least it gives, you know, a clue as to what each country
Russia
does consider the
hey,
most
Russia,
popular,
what y'all
the most
into?
famous. But yeah, I just find
Russia.
it really interesting that literally every country has just a completely different view on what is considered good anime. And I think that's kind of exciting to see. The fact that, again, not only have there been just so many different cultures and countries that have come together unanimously to just be like, you know what, even though our differences in what is considered good anime might be slightly different, just the fact that we can come together and be like, hey, you know what, at the end of the day, regardless of what you put as number 1 or number 2 or number 3, we can all agree anime is cool shit. And I think that's basically the message that I want to give in this video, is that, you know, like, represent your country, first of all. If your country was on this list, then I'd be really interested to hear what you think about what your country supposedly has given the most popular anime spot to. But also, you know, I guess let me know your thoughts about the differences in the list as well. I think it'd be a really interesting discussion to have in the comments. I want to give a huge shout out to the folks over at MyAnimeList who have given me access to
MyAnimeList blocked over there?
And right now, Bookwalker is also ranked the top series.
Anyway, I just received some top secret data from MyAnimeList by the Anime Man. Basically top 3 animes in most countries. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all agree about your countries? Y'all feel disappointed? Y'all feel good? No? About the choices of your countrymen and countrywomen? Let me know. I'm pretty proud of Bulgaria, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Good job, Bulgarians. Y'all watch some good shit. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Everybody have a nice fucking day.